When you draw and write in a sketchbook, you're becoming the artist in residence of your own life. You're recording your own experiences, not just your travels, but the everyday stuff as well. And this is something I talk about a lot in my newsletter about the idea of being the artist in residence of your own life. But what I wasn't expecting was that the very process of making an illustrated newsletter would actually turn into its own kind of visual diary. You know, the stuff I write about is sometimes very personal, sometimes it's sort of bigger picture stuff, but it's always like what's on my mind. And when I take the time to write about that and illustrate it, it becomes this sort of cool document. So this is a sketchbook of all the drawings I've made for this newsletter. And just by keeping them together in one place and kind of writing little notes that I'm going to turn into a longer piece later, I realize, has made this kind of interesting record of the last year. You know, these are places that I visited, just ideas that I had, things I wanted to talk about. Sometimes they're just sort of abstract illustrations because, you know, I just needed something to drop into the newsletter. Sometimes I'm writing about particular people and places and events. So I love having this record, and I just finished this one. I'm about to start on the next one because, of course, the newsletter never stops. It goes out every week. But it's just a cool way to keep that kind of record. So if you do something like this, you know, if you put out some kind of little publication and maybe you're illustrating it, but those illustrations are kind of here, there, and everywhere, just keeping them all in one place in a book like this makes for a really cool record of like your creative output for the last year. You know, here are all the ideas, all the things I was thinking about, all the things I wanted to communicate. I love that some of these are really small moments. You know, it might just be like what I ate for lunch. And, you know, here's a thing that I saw when I was on a walk. And some of them are really like big, important things that are happening in my community that I want to write about. Sometimes it's just a cool documentary that I watched. So anyway, it's a really fun way to keep kind of a visual diary of your life. I totally recommend it. And if you're interested in more of this kind of thing, please come join me. You can subscribe to the newsletter. And also, I do send out art lessons that go out once a week in your inbox. Usually these are video demos or other step-by-step tutorials for basically doing anything and everything you can do in a sketchbook. Anyway, I'll put a link below if you'd like to subscribe, but also if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and thanks very much for watching.